was a really well-played game by both teams. You know, I thought, obviously Maryland's a terrific team. You know, has a chance to be the league champions in a league this year that's as good as I've ever seen, top to bottom. And, give their guys credit. We tried to put game pressure on them. I thought we kept fighting. I thought every time they tried to get separation from us, I thought we hung around. We found a way to get a couple baskets to keep it within arm's length. I thought it was great growth for our guys. I think for a lot of our guys, they've never even played here, which is crazy. That's how young this group is, and I'm just really proud of coming in here and the way we competed against one of the best teams in America. So that was a real step forward for us, even though we're disappointed in the result.
What do you make
What do you make of the play of Ryan Young? He had his best conference game, really held his own there against Jalen Smith, one of the best in the conference.
Yeah, I was really proud of Ryan. Ryan's one of those guys. You love him because he just comes to work. He's not a frills guy. He just shows up. He does what you ask him. He battles. He gets in there. It's a little unorthodox. He's not the biggest athlete out there on the floor, but he finds a way. And I mean, he's a freshman. So for him to have that matchup, for Bowie to get a chance to play against Cowan, who's one of the premier point guards in America, for those two kids as freshmen on the road to get this kind of experience this late in the year, it's just so good for our future and where we want to head. And I just was really proud of Ryan. I thought they got off to a quick start. They made some shots. They got ahead of him. I thought he was the one really early in the game that kind of settled us down. We went into him. He got some baskets, and I thought that got us going. So I think Ryan Young's going to be a terrific player, over the course of the next 4 years, and I'm really excited to watch his growth.
Coach, you've probably seen enough of Jalen Smith after these 2 games he's had against you today as well. What do you like about his game, and what did he show you on both ends of the court today?
Yeah, well, I think everyone's probably had enough of him when he does this against everybody, because he's a terrific player. I really commend him. His body's gotten a lot better this year. Last year, at times you were able, his skill level was there in athleticism, but you were able to kind of get into his body a little bit and get him off balance. The added strength, the added experience, the maturity. What makes him so tough is his ability to play all over the court. He's a guy that can pick and pop. They're running plays for him to come off down screens for threes. He can drive it. Obviously his length, he gets 6 offensive rebounds, and then, he can score around the basket. So, there's a reason why he's going to play basketball for a long time, and health willing, have a magnificent career. He's a terrific player, and I'm a big fan of what he does.
From your perspective, what did you see Maryland try to do in terms of limiting Pat?
Yeah, well, I think they have great quickness, Maryland, and they're a good defensive team because they have a lot of interchangeable parts. So they do a lot of switching. So it's really hard to get a lot of different actions against them because they switch out a lot, and they kind of keep the ball in front of them, and they got length and athleticism on the perimeter. So, I actually thought Pat, though, even though he didn't score as much, I thought he did a really good job of kind of playing what the game was giving him. He was getting in there. I thought he was finding guys. He had a little stretch where he made a couple nice moves there. And to be honest, guys, it's really remarkable what Pat's doing. To think he's been playing in rec leagues for 4 years. You come out in the Big Ten after not playing competitive basketball since high school, and you got to play in these environments against these teams. It's a remarkable feat. It really is. It shows what kind of athlete, what kind of competitor he is, and it's been great to have him. Even though he's only been here with us for this one season, he's left a mark on our program with his competitiveness, with his edge, with his swagger, and that's, I didn't know how good of a player he was going to be because nobody knew unless you played in the rec leagues in Baltimore. But I knew that he had stuff that I wanted in my program, and he's done an amazing job as he's going to leave out of here. Like the young players that we have, they've gotten better and they've learned from him. So it's been great having him this year.
So at that point, you had some success last game and tried to do it today, where you're kind of posting Pat up down low and Maryland's smaller guards. But Can you talk about the defense? Maybe the freshman Dante Scott played. It seems like they kind of did
Yeah.
some switching with him, and it seems like he's really come along. What have you thought of him defensively?
Yeah, no, Scott. I mean, again, like I just am impressed with their their defensive versatility, because all of a sudden you got Marcel out there, you got Scott, you got Wiggins, you got Ayala. Obviously Callan's quickness is going to bother guys on the ball, and their ability to do a lot of switching and keep the ball in front and have that kind of versatility makes them a terrific, defensive team. And Scott is a talented player. I think he's kind of an unsung guy for them. When he's making shots and kind of making plays for them, because they got 2 stars. You got a star point guard, you got a star big man. And I'm a huge Marcel fan. He's just going to give you all the dirty work every single night. But when you add a guy like Scott now, that's kind of one of those versatile guys who can do a little bit of everything, it's why they have a chance to compete with anybody in the country.
In terms of Pat Spencer, right?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Where has he grown the most this year, considering that, he's been playing in rec leagues and now he's been thrown into these kind of environments? How has he grown in this?
I just think the experience of playing, just structured basketball, it's way different. There's game plans, there's terminology, just for him to pick all those things up. And I think everybody's seen as the season's gone along, he's gotten his legs underneath him. He's become a better player, just all around. He's always had a good IQ. He's always had a good feel for the game. But I think the more you play against this level of competition and you see these kind of defenses and you see these kind of game plans, he's starting to really kind of figure out where to pick and choose his spots and how to be a leader for us. And he's done a really good job of that.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach. All right, thanks, guys.